Hello! Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. For this installment, I'm going to use the Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti. Is it illustrated or something by? I know there's a website. My brain's going a little slow. usgames.inc. No, usgamesinc.com. There we go. You can see it there. It's on this screen. Feel free to freeze frame. usgamesinc.com. That's what's on this box. That's the tarot, the oracle cards, energy oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. One of my more enjoyable decks, in my opinion. Use it a lot. Where is your... Oh, Sandra, I didn't get your book out, Sandra. I'm so sorry. HayHouse.com. I believe it's on the bottom. There's also HayHouseRadio.com. But HayHouse.com. If you search Sandra Ann Taylor, you'll find it. These are the websites. Yeah. So here's more information. If you're interested, feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. I also use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana. I substitute 22 for 0 for the Fool. And I use a 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, and I use a 4-sided dice to choose the element to match up with that. They are from here. The ones I currently use are from here. The Dice Shop, I think it says Math Art Fun. Can't read it. Math Art Fun, is that what it says? mathartfun.com, if you want to check that out. Hopefully you can read that if you want to read that. Alright, with that being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And let's go on to your reading. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? Forgot to put my thing back on. Okay, so we got some elements to this reading that I feel like are not known. So what I mean by not known is, like, I think there's things affecting your situation that you're maybe not so connected to. Excuse me, I thought this would go on easy. It went on easy before. Alright, anyway. Something doesn't feel right. I keep getting this feeling like I'm stuck and things don't feel right, but something, it's not that things are bad. I'm going to put this on later, but apparently I'm not doing it right. Alright. There's like, I feel like I'm out of place. I feel like I don't have control of my own life in this subject. Whatever this subject is, I feel like I don't have control. Yet things are going well for you, but it completely doesn't feel like that. You got the Ten of Swords here, kind of like, I feel like I'm at a dead end. And the reason I feel like I'm at a dead end is because I feel like I'm blocked. And I want things, but I'm like, at this point, I just don't see how it will realistically happen. You got good cards coming up, but it's kind of like, how do I make it happen? I'm having a hard time believing in something. It may not even, I don't know if it's believing in myself or if it's believing that, you know, things will actually go where I want them to. It might be one of those things. So, I got a lot of good things coming here, right? But it's painful at this moment because I feel like things are out of control. I'm trying to make sense of stuff, but it's like, I'm trying to work things through. I'm trying to grasp what makes sense. Every time I grab something that makes sense, the wheel turns again. So I start working with that. The wheel turns again. I start working with that. The wheel turns again. And I'm like, really? Like, listen, I get motion sickness. Knock it off. I'm not enjoying this game. Can we stop that? Now, whatever this subject is, things have come in very quick in the past. In the past, whatever this subject is, things have happened very quickly and things have left very quickly. It's like it goes really good really quickly and then it can go really bad really quickly. it doesn't ever seem like it's been stable. It seems like I've had success, and maybe it's come in and it stayed for a while, but it came in really fast, and then when it left really fast. It might have lasted for a while, but it wasn't stable. It didn't feel stable. I feel like the start and stop were quick when I'm getting this Knight of Wands, whatever this subject is. Can we talk about the hidden aspects of this situation that have been affecting it? So, things that were never really stable that maybe you thought were stable that were affecting this, that could set you up for a more positive future by realizing it. So these things were transitory and you just maybe didn't realize it. So whatever this subject may be, other factors around the situation were more trying to stabilize that weren't stable. Maybe things presented themselves as more stable that were never that stable. So that might be one of the reasons in the past where maybe, for example, you got a grant or you were in a job or maybe it was a relationship and it looked like the situation was more stable than it truly was, and it just presented itself like it was going to make good decisions that were going to last, and then it turned out that it just didn't have it didn't have the stability to keep that up. So that might be one part of why things in the past, it didn't prove to be as stable as it looked it was. And you may not even realize that to this day that those situations, the reason they didn't last is because they never really were as stable as they presented themselves. That might be one reason. Another thing is like more of a foundation here that you might have more control over is like, okay, so something here in the past is kind of feeling like I want everything to work out. Is that fair? Can we just have some dice before I go too far down this road? Because I feel like you have evolved from this. It's the balancing of things, balancing of how it actually works, the balancing of like what needs to happen. And you've learned a lot. For those of the people this is going to hit with, you've learned a lot about what it really takes to balance a situation. And it's the difference between feeling like I'm trapped in a situation versus like, what do I need to do to make this work out? So it's kind of like if there was a grant and maybe you were working towards a degree of some sort. All right, I got so far, it moved me so far ahead, and then I just couldn't get the funding anymore. I'm getting that you didn't have to give up on it totally, but it may seem like it was hard to find a way around it. Like the challenge got a little steeper, but there were possibilities, just I felt like this was my only avenue. Other thing was like, oh, all right, I can make this happen, but this way that I have to make it happen just seems like it's much more stressful than I really want to do. It could be something like that. I feel like this is a hard part. This is the hard part of this reading, kind of like you had more capabilities than you were allowing yourself to see. It's kind of like when I'm looking at something like going into like if I was going to go back to college, for example, kind of like, oh my God, if I do that, I have to learn how they do things nowadays because it's been over 2 decades since I've been to college. So I have to go. So it's like learning how they do things now, getting back into the swing of things. It just feels like it's a mountain and a half. Is it an option? If I really want to do it, yes. Am I allowing myself that option? That's a good question. Am I allowing myself that option? So there are possibilities here. So that one, I feel like that's hard because, again, I usually say this at some point. I'm a Pisces too. So it's kind of like allowing myself to see the possibilities. It's hard. It's hard. Especially when I put a lot of work into like finding ways to make it happen, but I'm like, well, I don't know if I'd stick with that. Or, well, if I get myself into that, I've done that before. I didn't really like that. I don't want to do that to myself again. So it's kind of like I might be blocking myself from possibilities, judging it on past experiences, not allowing myself to see like, just because the past experience didn't work doesn't mean it's going to be the same thing going forward, if that makes sense. There's a lot of conflict here because you do want things to change, but it feels like I'm stuck. It's kind of like I've tried these avenues before and I didn't like them, so why would I try them again? So it's kind of like my college experience, for example, when I was in my early 20s, it would not be the same now. It would be a totally different experience, and it's kind of like, I don't really know that I want to go back through that again. But the benefits of doing so might be worth it for me. What are you? The Knight of Cups and the Healer of the Ages. You do have support to make things change. You do have support to move things forward. It's opening the door. There's a lot of it's really hard for you to open this door. I'm getting it's really hard for you to open this door, but you do have the opportunity to open this door. It's weird because I keep wanting to put it down, but I'm getting like, you definitely can. All right, what am I missing? I'm missing something with it. Because I feel like this is hard. Because there's possibilities here, but it's like, it feels like a lot. The world can come in. It would change everything. And moving forward with the Three of Pentacles, it's kind of like if I start this trip, it's going to be a long road. Excuse me. Hiccups, burps, stuff like that. That's like, it's hard. That's difficult energy. And it's like, I can feel like this is a lot. And I'm questioning myself, how much is this worth to me? Do I really feel like I'm going to get that outcome? And do I really want to go down that path? It seems like it's a very muddy, treacherous path. It feels, it's long. And I feel like I'm looking at it like, oh my God, that's a lot. Here's another level that you don't know. Going forward. This time it's going forward. The other stuff was in the past. This stuff's going forward. Oh, you got support. You got support. You got the Hierophant, you got the Four of Wands, and you got the sacral chakra. Did they call it the sacral chakra on here? Second chakra, sacral chakra, the orange chakra. There's a lot of support here. If you step forward on this road, I really don't think you're going to be going at it alone. So, like, I'm going to use that college explanation again. You may find that you link up with other people in the same boat. Maybe not your exact same age, not maybe your exact same situation, but people who can relate to this feeling and you can bond with and maybe make new connections at different levels. Maybe really good friends, maybe really good business contacts, could be some other stuff. Could be religious contacts, could be anything. Whatever it may be for you. You got support here, and I almost feel like, I don't know if this is a good way to say it, but hopefully it makes sense, like the universe is behind you. So if you see it as your team of angels or whatever you want to call it, you got this support behind you where they're like, we're going to try to put stuff in front of you. All you got to do is participate, and we're going to just put yourself out there a little bit. We're going to push it out here to try to help you because we want you to succeed. We really, really think it's important. And your life really can not only have an upgrade for you, you could have an upgrade effect to other people around you. You could have this exponential connection, which could be a very, very beautiful thing. If you're willing to move forward, I feel like there's people waiting to help you. There's people who believe in you. There's people looking at this in the sense of like, you're not just by yourself, you're a part of us. I feel like there's this group like, you're a part of us and we want you here. You could not only add value to your own life, but everybody else's, and they can in turn do that for you. We want you to be a part of this with us. And I keep getting that energy. Hopefully that makes sense the way I'm putting it out there, which is ironic because there's this energy of connection with the Ten of Cups. Yep. Beautiful card. The thing is, if you move forward in this, whatever this is you want to do, there is this connection, this social connection, right? But the trick is to be a part of the social connection, but not be led by the social connection, which can be a challenge for Pisces. I'm saying this as a Pisces. A lot of different flavor of Pisces. So if you don't resonate with this, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I just feel like there's a lot of us who do, especially when people like us and we feel like we're connected. We get sucked into things and we kind of want people to be happy with us. I feel like as we get older, we're less likely to do it, but it's still there for Pisces. Depends how strongly you connect with that part of Pisces, where we just kind of we assimilate too much. I feel like we assimilate too much. And it has its place in moments, but whatever your goal is, you got to stick to your goal. Nine of Pentacles and Patience. Stick with your goal. You're going to keep these connections. This is going to be a beautiful connection, but make sure you stick to your goal. Enjoy the connections, enjoy the camaraderie. Don't edit your path based on somebody else's path. Honor their path, let them honor yours, but keep your path. I just feel like some of you are going to click right into what I'm talking about, where we just kind of like if you have a partner, for example, some of us get in relationships and we just kind of start to fall into their interests. We just kind of back up their interests. We just kind of do more of what they like than what we like. We got to make sure we don't fall into that trap. You can be connected to these people in a minimal way. You can do some of their stuff to try these things out and connect with it in a minimal way. That's fine, in a minimal way. But your majority of energy needs to go your path, self-sufficiently, dedicatedly. Just make sure you stick to your path. They can like have a parallel line that's going along with you, but make sure you're on your own path. Make sure you honor your own path. Make sure you honor what you want. What are the last two cards over here? Judgment and the woman holding a coin. Follow your passion. Be dedicated to it. You will get that outcome you want. This also makes me feel like the further down the path you get, ironically, I don't know if it's ironic or not, the more dedicated you're going to become to it. The further down the path you get, the more dedicated you're going to become to it. That sacral chakra really kicks in, kind of like, I've come this far, I didn't come this far just to change my mind. I'm going to go all the way to the end. So the further you get down the path, the easier it gets in that sense. The more excited I get by it, the more dedicated I get to it. It's a beautiful thing. There's more coming in. I'm just not sure where we're going just yet. How long have I gone? It's not too bad. Sometimes I go on and on for days, I know. Still going. Okay. Page of Fire and the Chariot, the 7 of Major Arcana. That's the way I read the 7 of Major Arcana. Sometimes I have to put that in there because different decks put things in different places. The deck that I follow, I think it's the Rider-Waite version, in case you're wondering. You got people really inspired by you. You got this Moon card here with the Yin Yang. This is in the environment. People are going to see you more. The further you go, the more your true talents are going to come out. Which could be, it depends on you. Pisces tend to be artistic, intuitive, very compassionate. Something along those lines are likely, but not limited to. So whatever that is that you do, this path you're going down, your talents and your true value is going to come out. I've tried to explain this to people, and sometimes people get it, and sometimes people don't. The body you're in, the way you look, that's not it, just to be fair. The compassion, the interests, your intellect, stuff like that, that's it. You know what I mean? Your passions, your talent, how you talk. How you talk can literally be part of it. The way you express yourself, stuff like that. I don't know, I just feel like some people need to realize that it's not how you look. It's not even the body you're in. It's not your gender, nationality, whatever. It's not that. It's how you express through that. It's how you honor that. That can be it. How you honor it and how you bring it forward, that can be. But you are the soul inside. I bent people out of shape when I said this before. Your soul inside does not have a gender or color. It just doesn't. It develops that over time, if that makes sense. Did I make sense with that? Like, you might lean towards one gender or the other. You might be stronger over time. You've been around for a long time. I don't know if I should go there with that either. But you are, it's that essence inside of you expressing through whatever you look like. That's the important part. And people, that's what they're seeing. And I feel like Pisces tends to get that. When people really see you and you know that, I feel like that's a lot of interest, a lot of importance for you. So it's like, I'm not saying you don't have a gender or anything like that. I'm just saying that core of who you are is expressing through that outer layer. And it's like, Pisces tends to see people for that anyway, in my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. And when people start seeing you for that level, I feel like that's going to be something that really clicks with you. So that's another reason to kind of, hopefully this is inspiring for you, to go down this path, to give it a shot. I think we got to the point about going, so I'm going to let it go. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.